And welcome everybody to Maestro Bistro number 5. This is our second Maestro Bistro Plus, and I am your host, Neil Perlman. Sorry, there was a little technical difficulty there, so you missed some of the theme song, but hopefully you've heard it before, and I think we'll get a little reprise of it at the end. So, very excited for this show. We've got some great guests, and they've been already busy doing some workshops this afternoon. If you weren't aware, we've started these Maestro Bistro Plus events where we're doing workshops with the performers in the afternoon beforehand. So if you missed this one, you missed some great tune workshops and a songwriting workshop, and definitely keep your eyes peeled for next month's workshops and before the show in September. But I want to bring on our your famous leader, fearless leader, Doug Protsik, who's our co-host for the evening. Hey, Doug, you there?
Yeah, I am, Neil. All right.
Welcome.
Oh, it's nice to be here once again, co-hosting Maestro Bistro Plus. And so with the workshops beforehand, that's a really kind of great aspect of Fiddle Camp. And so now we're going to have some great entertainment, but we're also going to have some variety in Maestro Bistro. Unlike Fiddle Camp, it's usually just the staff performing. But with Maestro Bistro Virtual, we're going to be adding some things like some videos and some variety, along with featured artists. So who's the lineup today? What do we got going today?
Yeah, well, we're going to start the lineup pretty close to home for me. I came into Maine Fiddle Camp as a teenager because my dad was teaching fiddle there, and we're going to have him get featured. I would normally expect to get to play some tunes with him, but of course, because of this virus, we're stuck in different parts of Portland, and I can't go inside his house to play with him.
Oh, but halt! You know, we've been discussing the idea of maybe trying out this new idea of our playing together, like, you know, where I'm here in Woolwich and you're in South Portland, you're in Portland. I think we might have figured out a way to do that, and we might try that in our next segment. We might actually try to play something together. It'll be revolutionary, but if it works, so we'll have to see. But I think
we'll see if it works. Try. You got a whole bunch of mad scientist schemes, and I don't really understand all the technology, but we'll see how it goes.
But you did get that gizmo that I sent you in the mail,
yeah,
right?
I got this strange thing. I don't really know what it does, but look, we'll see.
I'm glad it finally got there. It took forever. But
I know the mail's really slow these days. I think you sent it 2 months ago.
I can't figure that out.
Right.
But I'm glad you got it, so it'll give us a chance. And then we're going to have the Warblers virtual ensemble video premiere tonight. And Mia Bertelli and the Bennett Knesny hopefully will stop by and talk a little bit about it. And maybe talk about some food issues too, because we want to get the food in.
Of course.
I've got some vegetables I'm going to be eating during the next act, and I'm getting hungry, so maybe we got to move on with the show.
Oh, we better do that. But everyone, I hope you're eating dinner while you watch the dinner show, and definitely pop in the chat what you're having for dinner. We'd love to know. But I'm going to move on. Doug, we'll talk to you in a minute, but I'm going to bring on our first guest for the evening, and welcome my dad, Ed Pearlman. Hey, Dad.
Hey, how are you doing?
Doing pretty well.
Over on the other side of town.
Yeah, I know. It's a bit of a stone's throw. It's kind of strange to talk more virtually than physically these days, but nice that we can do this anyway. Heard you had a great workshop this afternoon.
Yes, it was really good. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, totally. Your picture's a little bit...
I'm afraid...
Can you hear me, Dad?
I'm sorry, guys. I can't hear you very well.
Oh, that's all right.
Can you speak again?
Yeah, can you hear me now? This is the problem with these virtual things. Hey, I'm going to remove you for a minute. We'll come back to you. Dad, just pop me a message in the private chat when you come back. But in the meantime, I'm going to come back to our fearless leader, and we'll touch base about that technology that we had talked about.
Yeah.
Hey, are you there still, Doug?
I am. I'm back. I heard there was a little issue, so my dinner will have to wait for the moment while we get the show on. Luckily, we haven't had too many technical issues like what's happening with Ed right now.
Well, it happens from time to time. It's the new world we live in, I guess. But speaking of technology, what is this thing you've been talking about?
Well, it's just nobody's been able to figure out how to sort of synchronize the music in different areas, in different Zoom rooms, in different locations, because it seems sort of almost an impossible thing. They've had programs, but none of them have worked. But sometimes there's just a real kind of simple way of looking at things that can actually accomplish what we want to do. So that's the idea. Is there's some technology involved, but it's more of like looking at things from a different angle, and
Right.
instead of approaching it always from one certain angle. So
yeah, well, it seems pretty complicated to me. I don't know what a magnetic hourglass has to do with music over the internet, but I'll trust you here, and we'll see what happens.
Well, there's a little bit more to it than that. Hey, I don't know. I'm gonna test it out while Ed's playing a little bit, and if it works, we'll give it a try. And if we do it. I want to play that tune I showed you the other day, the Loggers Breakdown.
Yeah,
it was a tune that was. I put it on the main Fiddle Camp learning tune list in 2007. And I was thinking of reviving it this year, as before we had to cancel camp. And I was thinking of adding it to our tune list for this year. But I found that it hadn't been archived yet on the website. And so
yeah.
I want to try to get more of our older tunes archived, because they're all archived from 2008 on up. But this was done in 2007.
Sure.
So anyway, I dug it up, and I was just thinking about it, and then one of my fiddle campers emailed me and said, "Hey, Doug, I can't seem to find the Loggers Breakdown. I'd really like to learn that again." So it's some kind of like this ESP goes on with campers sometimes, where what I just can't figure out how I could be thinking of that tune, and then just 24 hours later somebody requests it. But it's a classic old main fiddle tune, and I think It sounds like a logger kind of sawing away. So
well, we'll give it a try in a minute. It looks like we got my dad back here with a reset internet. So let's give that another shot.
Oh, good.
And we can touch base again and see afterwards and see about this strange idea.
I'll check on my dinner too.
All right, great. Hey there.
Hey
Dad,
there.
are you still there? Hey, that's a little better.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
all right,
definitely.
That's good. Well, I have my little dessert here.
Oh, great.
Isn't it lovely?
Nice.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
I think it's meringue pie. Yeah.
It's so you taught this great Zoom workshop. I heard great things about it in the Zoom afterwards, and you've been doing a lot of Zoom teaching since even before the pandemic, right?
Right. Since 2015, I've been doing Zoom teaching on my fiddleonline.com site.
Right. So that's the website down there I put there. It's I know you and I teamed up with my podcast and your website to present some great streaming concerts, and you've been doing a lot of other live concerts through Fiddle Online, and there's a bunch of great Zoom classes there. So it's been a great thing for people to check out during the pandemic, to get a lot of fiddle resources from you and a bunch of guest instructors I know. I'd love to chat with you more, but I know since we had a little technical difficulties, maybe we should get straight to your tunes a bit.
All right, sounds good.
You got your fiddle there ready to play?
I do.
Okay, cool. Well, everyone, maybe I'll hand this. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
No, I guess I'm gonna take my earphones off, so you can send me a
sure,
message if you need to.
No, you can take them off. I'm gonna hand it over. This is Ed Pearlman, everyone. Welcome to Maestro Bistro number 5.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for being here. I see you all have front row seats, which is nice. I'm going to just play some tunes. We've been making some progress towards the family tune book finally, and hopefully it'll come out in the future as opposed to in the past. So I've been thinking a lot about tunes. It'll have a lot of tunes that I've written, that Neil's written, Lily, Jesse, a couple that Laura's written as well. So I'm going to start off with a 6/8 tunes that I've written. So I hope you enjoy these. That was a tune called Boston Hospitality from many years ago, and a tune called Neil's, which is written for Neil, and a tune called Off to New York, which is also written at a time Neil went off to New York to go to college. So that's 3 tunes that I wrote there from different time periods. And we're gonna continue with a couple of more tunes I wrote, because that's I've been thinking about lately. I hope the sound is coming through and it's not getting blocked by the internet, but the first one I'm gonna play is a most recent tune that I've written, and then I'll go into a very old waltz that I wrote. This first tune, though, I wrote a month ago when I saw that it was Alistair White's birthday, the fiddler, who used to be in the Battlefield Band. He's from Isle of Lewis. He's a great fiddler. And so when I saw it was his birthday, the tune came to my mind, and I wrote it down and sent it off to him at about 3 o'clock the next day. And he really liked it. So I asked him if he wanted to have a title that he liked. And Jesse came up with a title, and we combined those into a title. And it's because Alistair said that the pandemic feels all the time like 3 o'clock on a Wednesday afternoon. So it's called 3 o'clock on a Wednesday afternoon time vortex. Then we'll go into a waltz. Thank you, Lily. Surprise visitor here. So we're gonna move on. We'll do one more set for you, and I want to thank Neil and Doug for having us on here. And we'll take a little sip of my after dinner coffee. If you're a really good musician, you can see the coffee in here.
You didn't make any for me.
Oh, sorry. You want some of the
Okay.
tuna meringue pie? There you go. So we're gonna start off with a tune that Lily wrote, and then go into a Brian Finnegan tune, a finished one with that Jesse wrote. So I hope you enjoy, and thanks for having us. Bye.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for that. That was so beautiful. Oh, I think you maybe can't hear me, but yeah, love you all. And you all kind of read
I'm sorry.
no, it's fine. You read the people's minds. Sorry, I realized you didn't have your headphones in, but I just
That's
wanted to
right.
say you read everyone's minds. There were a bunch of requests for Happy Kaylee as soon as Jesse showed up, and then you went into it.
All
So
right.
thanks so much for that. That was a beautiful set, Ed Pearlman and family, my family, everyone. So great to hear you play, and thank you for doing this. Okay, we're going to bring
Thanks
Doug
for
back
having
on. In a second here, just got to do one or two things behind the scenes. There he is. Hey, Doug, how's it going?
Hey, back. Wow, nice set here with Ed and family. That really brought back some memories with Jesse's fiddle tune. I can remember the first time I heard that he composed it at camp, and that was up pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was a bit of one of those tunes that spreads all around camp that year.
It did. It was a big hit with the Jesse Perlman experience.
Yeah.
Hey Ed, I mean Neil, I just went and checked that my gizmo's ready. What do you
did?
I think you want to try playing live?
Yeah, I think let's give it a shot.
There's no promises, but we could try. What do you say?
Sure. Why don't we give it a shot? Yeah. Do you need to get anything?
I'm gonna go get my fiddle and turn on the gizmo, and I'll be right back.
Okay, I'm gonna. While you do that, let me just remind everybody here that this is the Maestro Bistro. If you want to find out more about what's going on Main Fiddle Camp, we're trying to do stuff ongoing online with the Main Fiddle Camp community and anyone who wants to join us virtually. So you can head to mainfiddlecamp.org to get information, and also if you want to donate to support the programming that we're doing, you can support paying the artists for this bistro and the upcoming bistros and the eventual next virtual camp we'll be doing sometime in the winter, I believe. You can donate at this link at paypal.me/mainfiddlecamp to do that. But I think Doug's just about ready. So let me just I happen to have, just in case we were going to do this, I happen to have my keyboard here. Let me just get this microphone out of the way. Okay, I got to get the microphone out of the way, but just to say, I think we're about ready here. I can be done. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to get Doug back up here after I get this microphone out of the way, and we'll give this a shot.
Okay, Neil, I've got my fiddle now. Here we go.
Okay, you sound a little funny. Maybe that's just the gizmo.
All right, we'll give it a try.
Okay,
Are you ready?
Yeah, I think so. Wait, let me just... Yeah,
totally synchronized. It works.
I guess it does work. That's amazing. Wow. I can't believe that worked. Here, wait a second. I'm gonna get myself back and set up here. Okay, here we go. Right, man, Doug, that totally worked. I'm so surprised. Yeah.
I need to get the sound quality better, but the synchronization, it worked, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. I think so.
Maybe people can let us know.
Let me see. I'll look at this.
Synchronized. I know that there's always a little distortion, but the synchronization, that's the key.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. I don't know what you did, but you've definitely mastered this thing, and we can move forward with it.
A little more improvement in quality. We'll try it again the next Maestro Bistro.
Okay, that sounds good. We'll give it another shot.
Figure out what we're doing. So
right, cool. Totally. Okay. All right. Great. Well, we'll bring you back. We'll be talking to Doug a little bit more later, but I'm going to bring on our next guest here, who is I'm very excited to. We actually featured her bandmate last month, and so I'm really excited to get some of her songs as well. Always love to hear her stuff, and I was in her songwriting workshop this afternoon, picked up some good tips myself. But here we go. This is Issa Burke. Hey, Issa.
Hello. How's
Welcome.
it going?
Oh, it's great. I'm really excited to hear you play. What have you been working on during quarantine?
Well, this is top secret information, but I will share it with you and all of the denizens of Maine Fiddle Camp. Lula Wiles has recorded our third album.
Whoa.
That is a big piece of news. We don't know when it
That's
will come
huge.
out. It probably won't be for a while, but we managed to all safely gather at this little this recording studio up in Parsonsfield, Maine. And we were staying there at the studio, so we were able to just kind of hunker down all together and not see anybody else for a few weeks. And
Totally.
we made an album. So
That is amazing.
Yeah.
So what's the best way for people to stay tuned about that?
You can go to lulawiles.com. You can nice. So slick. You can follow us on social media. We've been kind of quiet lately because we have all just been so freaked out by the general state of the world and the music industry that we've just been
Sure thing.
not in the mood to be self-promotional, but we're working on some stuff.
Great.
We're cooking some things up. So yeah, go to lulawiles.com. You can also go to my website, which is issaburke.com.
Sure. Okay.
It's the benefits of having an unusual name. You can just lock
grab
down
it.
that domain name of yourownName.com.
Cool.
Yeah, and so I'll have some of my own stuff that I'm putting out in some form on the internet at some point. I'm also teaching a lot of lessons right now, so if anyone wants lessons in fiddle or guitar or singing or songwriting, I can do that for you.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I suggest everyone check that out. The workshop I took with you this afternoon was great, but I don't want to take away from all your music, so I'm gonna get off the screen here and let you take it away. Everyone,
Awesome.
welcome Issa.
Yay. Thank you all so much for being here. It's super sad to not be able to be together in person for what surely would have been the best Maine Fiddle Camp ever. But, this is what we have for now, and it's been really cool to see how everyone's kind of adapting to be able to share music with other people through the wonders of the internet. I'm gonna have to figure out how Neil and Doug did whatever sorcery we all just saw. So I'll play a song for you all now that is an old traditional song, and it's been one of my favorites to sing recently. It's called Hares on the Mountain, and it's an old, I believe it's an old English ballad, but there's I've heard a great Irish version of it, and I've heard a great Appalachian version of it, so it's one of those old ballads that's kind of made its way across the Atlantic. So here's Hares on the Mountain. Oh, Sally, my dear, it's you I'd be kissing. Oh, Sally, my dear, it's you I'd be kissing. She smiled and replied, you don't know what you're missing. Oh, Sally, my dear, I wish I could wed you. Oh, Sally, my dear, I wish I could wed you. She smiled and replied, then you'd say I'd misled you. If all you young men were hares on the mountain, how many young girls would take guns and go hunting? If all you young men were fish in the water, if all you young men were fish in the water, how many young girls would undress and dive after? If the young men could sing like blackbirds and thrushes, if the young men could sing like blackbirds and thrushes, how many young girls would go beat in the bushes? But the young men are given to frisking and fooling. But the young men are given to frisking and fooling. I'll leave them alone and attend to my schooling. If all you young men were hares on the mountain, if all you young men were hares on the mountain, how many young girls would take guns and go hunting? Thank you. Never know how to end a song when you're doing these things because the applause is normally there, but I can feel you all applauding through the waves of the internet. All right, now I think I will play a song that I made up, and this one may or may not be forthcoming from Lula Wiles. We recorded it. Oh, thanks, Mom. My parents and my sister are perhaps watching from downstairs. Also, if Lila happens to be out there watching, Juliana wanted to tell you that she says hi, and we were all hanging out together earlier in the big group, the big tent Zoom, and Juliana said she didn't get a chance to say a proper hello to Lila. So Lila, if you're out there watching, Juliana said it was nice to see you, and she says hi. Anyway, so this next song, Lula Wiles recorded with a bunch of crazy drums and keyboard sounds and wild harmony vocals and whatnot, but you'll just hear the solo Issa version right now. This song is called Wake Up. Mountain reached the top, breath was burning, expanding and invisible, holding the impossible. Are you ready for the things you want? When do you wake up? Are you ready for the things you want? When do you wake Thank you guys. I'll do one more for you. And I'm going to put down the guitar and pick up the fiddle. Hope you're all enjoying this little peek at my childhood bedroom. Yeah, I'll play this last one, and then we'll hand it over to, I believe, Glen and Bethany are up next, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, I'll play you a couple fiddle tunes that I wrote. I don't normally write fiddle tunes, but I figured if ever there were a situation in which it would be appropriate to play fiddle tunes that I wrote, it was right here, right now. So yeah, thank you all so much for tuning in. And there's a PayPal link right there scrolling across your screen. So please consider donating if you're able to help make this all happen and help ensure that future Maestro Bistros can continue. I did not plan any sort of food-related material to do for you this evening, but I will be having dinner right after this, and I'm sure it will be delicious, whatever it is, and I hope you all are enjoying whatever food is in your immediate vicinity. So here's a couple fiddle tunes that I wrote. The first one is as of yet untitled, and the second one I am tentatively titling Immunity Booster. Once again, I'm Issa Burke, and thank you all for being here. Thanks so much, everyone. Bye.
Thanks so much, Issa. That was beautiful.
Thank
Um,
you.
Yeah. So we have a few more things to get to. We have one more featured guest, but also a couple things to do before that. But I just do want to say, actually, just now, our final featured musicians of the night jumped in very last minute because of a disaster that happened to our booked guest for the evening. Our third guest was originally booked and announced as Jeremiah McLean, who many fiddle campers will know for his amazing, beautiful accordion playing and piano playing and teaching and just his great presence at camp. But Jeremiah and his family had a horrible disaster. Their house burned down. Shockingly, the second Maine Fiddle Camp staffer to lose their house this year to a fire. And it happened very recently while they were away from the house in Maine. And so we rescheduled Jeremiah to later, giving them time to deal with all that. And in fact, Maine Fiddle Camp is sort of spreading the word about ways to help Jeremiah. We have here a page on the Maine Fiddle Camp website. If you just go to the Maine Fiddle Camp website, it'll be right there at the top, the link, but you can go directly to mainfiddlecamp.org/help Jeremiah McLean there, and you'll get info on how to support him. And I'm going to pop into the chat as well in a minute the direct links to the GoFundMe there, so you can help support him. But I'm going to bring Doug on here. Doug, you there?
Wow, isn't that terrible? Two Maine Fiddle Camp staffers' houses burned down within a month or so.
I can't believe it. Yeah.
Well, we wish Jeremiah and his family the best, and everyone will help them out as best we can, just like we did with Katie Newell. So it's time to go into a special food part and also video showing part. So let's
I'll leave you to it.
The fabulous Warblers, nest leaders at Maine Fiddle Camp, Bennett Knesny and Mia Bertelli. Oh, great to see you guys. There's Bennett. I'm with working on his garlic, and
hey, Doug.
That's great. Well, we're gonna be talking garlic and garden later, but right now I love your virtual ensemble put together. I want to know how you guys did that, or what was the inspiration? Whose idea was it? How did you work that out? What can you?
Yeah. Well, first of all, is Mia on the line today as well? Okay.
Yeah, she's right here.
I can't see. I'm
Oh.
busy messing with the garlic.
Okay.
Well,
Mia's right here too. Yeah.
oh, great. Okay. Well, it was a really it was a fun thing because we were just kind of pondering. We talked a little bit with the Warblers during virtual main fiddle camp about what we might want to do, and I don't know. It just kind of came together. I guess as we usually do at fiddle camp, we taught a bunch of songs and then sort of polled the group. And this one kind of rose to the top. Is that how you remember it, Mia?
Well, we had two that rose to the top, as I remember it, right? Because they're two songs we smushed together, but one just led so naturally into the second. The first one is a beloved of Cindy Callett's that she wrote, and it just led so perfectly into the second because it's asking questions about what you're ready to do. And then Bennett had written the second one, which was a clear answer to that question, and one that we had discussed a lot during camp. So it seemed like a perfect transition and a way that we wouldn't have to make any more challenging decisions by cutting out any of our favorite songs. So
Yeah, you found the silver lining. You used them both. That's right. There's always a solution to every problem. Well, great. Well, let's premiere the Warblers virtual ensemble for 2020 right now. I can hardly wait to see it again. It was spectacular. So thank you. And we'll come back and talk some food. So how about the running the video, Neil?
My heart is ready. What am I gonna do?
My heart is ready, and what am I gonna do? My heart is ready, and what am I gonna do? Oh God, my heart is ready, and what am I gonna do?
My voice is ready, and what am I gonna do?
My voice is ready, and what am I gonna do? My voice is ready, and what am I gonna do? Oh God, my voice is ready, and what am I gonna do?
My heart is present, and what am I gonna hear?
My heart is present, and what am I gonna hear? My heart is present, and what am I gonna hear? Oh God, my heart is present, and what am I gonna hear?
My mind is quiet, and what am I gonna be?
My mind is quiet, and who am I gonna be? My mind is quiet, and who am I gonna be? Oh God, my mind is quiet, and who am I gonna be?
My feet are ready, and what am I gonna do?
My feet are ready, and what am I gonna do? My feet are ready, and what am I gonna do? I'm gonna run, 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 tell our congressman, congressman,
Run, 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 tell your
congressman, congressman,
Run, 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 tell
your congressman, congressman,
Run, 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 tell your congressman.
congressman.
Step it up,
Step it up, step it up, step it up,
step it up,
step it up,
step it up, 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 step it up,
step it up,
step it up,
step it up,
step it up,
step it up,
step it
up, up, up.
Oh, run, 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 run till the end of the road.
Till the end of the road.
Run, 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 run till the end of the road.
Till the end of the road.
Run, 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 run in the middle of the road.
In the middle of the road.
Run, 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 run in the middle of the road.
In the middle of the road.
Step it up,
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 step it up, 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 step it up,
step it up,
step it up,
step it up,
step it up,
step it up,
step it up, 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 step it up,
step it up,
step it up,
step it up,
step it up,
step it up,
step it up, 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 step it up,
step it up,
step it up,
step it up,
step it up,
step it up,
step it up, oh.
Oh, wow. Awesome. What a great job. And Noah Fishman does a wonderful job of editing too. So, you know, I'm hoping that when we do another main fiddle camp that we'll have more virtual ensemble production. And maybe you guys could stay connected too, and come up with another one at some point. But I really get a kick out of it. I think it's must be a fun, challenging thing for campers to sort of participating in. It's kind of a challenge and a learning thing for them as well. And the singing part makes it even more dynamic in some ways for me. So let's go on here. Yeah, great job. Thank you so much. How about the garlic now? Let's talk garlic here.
Okay. Yeah. I'm out here.
I just harvested mine. I know you did too, right? You're fully harvested.
Yep, fully harvested, and let's see, that was about 2 weeks ago. I'd say I harvested it a little early, but I was worried about it's been so hot and dry here in Maine that sometimes it matures early in that kind of weather, and I didn't want it to go by. And so we got it out of the ground. We had some neighbors and friends come over from my community chorus, and we were masked up, but we sang masked up for half the time. And it felt actually pretty safe, and it felt like people were saying, well, yeah, I would do that again, kind of thing. So that was a little bright spot.
Yes, being outdoors is so important, I think. That's the way to relate outdoors. It's good for everything.
The nice thing was everybody was always, like 15 feet away from each other.
Yeah.
So I know with the virus, it has hit some choruses. So I've been super cautious about singing in public, but something about being out in the field and you're spread out, and people who want, one whole session we did masked, another session we did unmasked, and I don't know, it just somehow it seemed a lot safer than being inside in some poorly ventilated space and singing close together.
Right. Hey, I got a question for you. How do you clean your garlic?
Well, it starts just like this, and actually a lot of folks at Fiddle Camp would be able to know now because we've trained them up good over the years. In terms of cleaning, you sort of take a bulb like this. It's been drying here now for several weeks, and then you just sort of clean out the outer shell like that. And then if you want, you can snip off the hair here and snip off the rest of the stalk. And it's pretty clean just like that. It'll last you until April, maybe even early May.
Sure, and by then the green garlic's coming up.
That's right.
Hey, Mia.
That's right.
Yeah. Hey, Mia.
Hey.
I hear you've been doing some gardening and stuff. And what have you been up to in the food garden business these days?
Oh boy, our garden is overflowing with tomatoes right now. And we've also been getting local milk from Village Side Farm. And so Raina has been making fresh mozzarella, and we've been having tomato basil fresh mozzarella salads, which are like, it doesn't get much better, right? It's like prime summertime. We sit outdoors and eat. We made a tarp so that we can sit outside, and summer breeze is blowing, and you're chopping your tomatoes and eating your fresh mozzarella. That's pretty dreamy.
Oh, yeah.
And also, we just harvested like a giant basket of zucchinis that were all like this thick.
Oh, I know.
Like this long. It's remarkable.
Yeah, I grown them this big. This is the first year that I've been able to keep up with the zucchini because I'm home all the time and everything. So, but you have to check it like every day or every half day practically, and they hide on you too. You don't always see them until they're gigantic, and you go, where was that hiding?
Exactly. We went away for 9 days, and we came back, and we were terrified by what we found, but in a good way.
Well, great. Well, thank you so much for being our guests here at Maestro Bistro Plus, but we're running out of time here, so we got to move on. So nice seeing you. Thank you for stopping by, and keep on warbling. Keep on warbling. All right, Neil.
Hey there. I know what you're talking about with the zucchinis. I've been stuck in there myself. Thanks for that, Bennett and Mia. Really lovely to hear those. Really nice to get those virtual ensembles going, and I'm looking forward to having more of them.
Yes, we can feel them.
Yeah. But we are going to go into our last act of the evening, and they are main fiddle camp favorites, and I'm so thankful to them for jumping in on short notice, especially. This is Glen, Loper, and Bethany Waickman. Come on up here. Hey.
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 How's it going over there?
It's okay, but I'm kind of worried. I haven't checked the apartment for zucchini in weeks, so
Zero zucchini.
I feel like I gotta be on the lookout now. So
yeah, if you haven't found any, then that's a bad sign.
I'm gonna be a little anxious for the rest of the set.
Fishy.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
How's the pandemic been treating you?
It's pretty good. We're doing pretty well. We heard you guys like to talk about food, so we did jump on the sourdough bread train.
Oh,
so we've got
great.
the mommy in the jar, the little baby bread over there.
Oh, how cool is that?
Yeah.
I'll try to make it bigger here. We can. Right.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. There we go.
3D.
Yeah, very cool. I think an earlier Maestro Bistro we had Kate Wallace on to talk about her sourdough recipe. So sourdough is a theme for our bistros.
Yeah. Still going strong here.
Yeah,
One of those things you got the time to do now. Yeah.
totally. And are you still getting to play some music with all the gigs canceled?
Yeah, I mean online. We did a jam for Fiddle Hell, and then we've done a few. They've actually started doing these Zoom contra dances online.
Right.
And we've done one for Mount Airy in Philadelphia, and we did one for Atlanta. We're playing for some waltzing in California a little later, and then.
Wow, you're on the road.
Yeah, so we're on the road, only we're saving big on gas, I guess.
The set will look exactly the same as.
Yeah, but it was, it's a little strange.
Yeah. Well, best of luck with that.
Fun to see folks.
Watch out for the gas station food and stuff while you're traveling.
Yeah.
Well, I know we're running behind a little. I'm going to get off the screen here and hand it over to you. Can't wait to hear your music. Thanks for doing this.
All right, thanks, Neil.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us. We're going to de-headphone. Cool. So we're super glad to be here. It's a real, just terrible about Jeremiah's house. So, once again, if you can kick in something, I think there's a link on the Fiddle Book main Fiddle Camp page website, so you can chip in something to that. No accordions, but we do have a banjo. Make of that what you will. And we're going to kick things off. We were just talking about playing some contra dances, and these are a couple old-time tunes that we might play at a contra dance. Jimmy in the Swamp and Tipping Back the Corn.
Ah, there's our food theme.
There's our food theme. Tipping back the corn. Tipping back the zucchini. old time tunes.
That's a pretty. Gonna carry on with some kind of gentler tunes, things kind of in the French tune vein. The first was written by a piano accordion player from now living in Brattleboro, Vermont, Rachel Bell. A tune of hers called Snowshoes, paired with, I think it's a schottish, a 3-part French tune called Pas de Loup, featuring Glen on the tenor guitar.
A little bit of tenor guitar, just tuned like a mandolin, and so I don't have to do too much thinking.
And just before the whole COVID thing, I was up in Quebec with Rachel Bell and playing some gigs, and this is one of the, we had a jam one night and ended on this tune. So kind of the last tune of the before times.
The before times.
The before times. But a lovely little tune of hers. We've changed the key a bit for this set. But
It's good to confess. Yeah. She cares. I'm going to kick it off with some harmonics. They were on special this week.
very much. Back to you.
Back to me. Talking. Well, we spend a lot of time on Facebook these days. Today I learned that it's World Acadian Day from my friend Steve Muse. So we've got some tunes that aren't Acadian per se, but they are French-Canadian. So we're going to play a couple crooked French tunes, and I learned both of these from Guy Bouchard's Tune Books. Guy was at camp a bunch of years ago, taught us a bunch of great tunes. And these are two out of his transcriptions. The first one is called Yvonne Mimo, who's also been to Maine Fiddle Camp. One year he brought Yvonne there, and it was fun having him. So this tune is called Yvonne Mimo, in his book anyway. He didn't write it. And then there's a second tune called La Poteau Blanc, the White Post. And in the book, Guy says that he got that version from the playing of Joseph Allard, or Allard. So two crooked French tunes. We'll send this out to Steve Muse and all the Acadians out there on World Acadian Day.
Please juggle along.
Steve's been juggling a lot.
This is the first time.
Correct. That was fun. I like those tunes.
I like those tunes too.
So we got one last set of tunes for you. Big thanks to Neil for hosting this show and doing all the tech background. Thanks to Doug for co-hosting and help producing the whole thing.
And just keeping something going this summer.
Yeah, keeping it going.
Nice.
It's a real boost to the community spirit, I think. We're happy to do it. So our last set of tunes is going to be some jigs. We're going to end with a jig that I taught in the workshop I ran this afternoon called Cavers of Kirkcudbright. It's kind of a beautiful little jig in F by a Scottish fiddler named Mike Voss, V-A-S-S. And Neil asked me if I would do the bistro and teach a workshop, and I said, yeah, I think I'd like to teach this tune, and I called it The Cavers of Kirkcudbright. I just learned it from a fiddle player we know. And in my mind, it was The Cavers of Kirkcudbright, like cavers, somebody exploring a cave, spelunking, and it's like some sort of beautiful crystalline tunnels or something with stalagmites and, you know, funky light. And Neil said, oh, like, by the way, it's just Cavers of Kirkcudbright. Mike wrote it for his friend Paul Cavers. So you can choose to, if you know what Paul Cavers looks like, you can either envision Paul Cavers, or you can join me in my incorrect fantasy of spelunking through crystalline caves. So that's the tune we'll end with. And then we're going to do a jig before that, written by Pascal Gem, another Maine Fiddle Camp favorite with the band Jean Decorum. This is off of an album they did a few years back called Jig de Salon, and it's one of our favorites to play for contra dances. And Bethany's going to play a little piano on this one. And before I play on the key of A, I'm going to check my A strings, because I can't talk and tune at the same time. It's good, it gives people time to, you know, write funny things in the chat window.
Like I'll mention, I am sporting the virtual Maine Fiddle Camp t-shirt, which they are still selling. You order them directly from the printer place, but proceeds still go to the Maine Fiddle Camp Scholarship Fund. So, double whammy. You get a new t-shirt, someone else gets to go to camp next year.
That'll work. Okay, so thanks again for having us. that's it.
Thank you.
From Glen and Bethany. Turn it over to our wonderful host, Neil Pearlman.
Thanks so much, Glen Bethany. That was so beautiful. And always like to hear some more piano on the show. That's fantastic. Sounded beautiful. Thank you for jumping in and playing so beautifully and for the workshop and everything.
Yeah, our pleasure.
Yep. We'll see you around soon.
Bye, everybody.
And hey, Doug, I think we've reached the end of our show again. Another bistro in the bag.
Indeed. Oh, that was magnificent set by Glen and Bethany, and the sound was fantastic. Well, we've got some more technical improvements to make. The next show is gonna be great. And speaking of which, what is coming up next?
Yeah. Well, let me talk a little about that. Everyone, if you're seeing this for the first time, if you missed the workshops and everything, we're doing this every month, the third Saturday of the month. So we're doing another one in September. I believe it's on the 19th. And if you want to stay up to date on that, the best way is to go to mainfiddlecamp.org. We're putting up information there. And to get on the Main Fiddle Camp mailing list, we're going to send out an announcement probably in the next week or so about next month's upcoming bistro. I know we're still nailing down the final guests, but we definitely have actually Pascal Gem, who wrote one of the tunes that Glen and Bethany just played, is going to be on, as well as Liz and Dan Fayella. They'll be doing workshops, and the third guest will be confirmed shortly. I can't announce quite yet, but definitely get on that list and stay in touch with us. Follow us on Facebook and everything. And if you want to support the programming we're doing, the bistros we're doing, and the virtual camps, you can donate to Main Fiddle Camp here, and that will support everything that we're doing. Also, just one more plug to if you have a moment to head over to this page in Main Fiddle Camp, or just go to the Main Fiddle Camp website and look at the banner at the top there to help out Jeremiah and his family with their house. That would be great. Anyway, thank you so much for sticking with us for this extra long edition of the Bistro. I'm going to sign out and hand you over to your fearless leader for a reprise of the theme song to send you home.
All right. Thank you, Neil. Thanks, everybody, for joining in. And so here we go with a little theme. And when it's done, I'll ring the bell, and it'll be the end of the show. Night, everybody.